The dream's unburdening. The symbolism of crying in dreams. Dreams are often viewed as the nocturnal stage for our deepest emotions, fears, and aspirations. Among the most visceral and impactful dream experiences is that of crying. Waking up with the residue of tears, a lingering ache in the chest, or a sense of profound release from a dream involving crying can be a powerful and often perplexing experience. Far from being a mere reflection of waking sadness, dreaming about crying is a rich and multifaceted symbol, offering profound insights into our emotional landscape, psychological processing, and pathways to healing. This video will meticulously explore the diverse interpretations of crying in dreams, drawing upon widely recognized dream symbolism and psychological principles, while emphasizing the crucial role of context and emotional nuance. Crying in dreams, more than just sadness. At its most superficial level, dreaming of crying might seem like a straightforward representation of sadness or distress. However, dream analysis reveals a much deeper and often paradoxical meaning. Unlike crying in waking life, which is usually a direct response to pain or sorrow, crying in a dream can serve as a vital emotional release, a processing mechanism, or even a precursor to positive change. The core interpretations of crying in dreams revolve around emotional release and catharsis. This is perhaps the most common and significant interpretation. Dreams provide a safe, uninhibited space for the subconscious to process and release pent-up emotions that may be suppressed or unexpressed in waking life. These emotions could be sadness, grief, anger, frustration, joy, or even overwhelming relief. The dream acts as a pressure valve, preventing emotional accumulation from leading to greater psychological distress. This cathartic experience can leave the dreamer feeling lighter and more resolved upon waking. Healing and psychological integration. Crying is a natural healing mechanism. In dreams, it can signify a subconscious process of healing from past traumas, losses, or emotional wounds. It represents the mind's attempt to integrate difficult experiences and move towards resolution. This form of crying often indicates psychological growth and maturation. Overwhelm and stress. If the crying in the dream is intense, uncontrollable, or leaves the dreamer feeling exhausted, it can be a direct reflection of feeling overwhelmed, stressed, or burdened in waking life. The dream might be highlighting a situation where the dreamer feels unable to cope, and the tears are a manifestation of that psychological pressure. Suppressed emotions and unresolved issues. Sometimes we consciously or unconsciously suppress emotions. For example, anger at a perceived injustice, grief over a past loss, unexpressed joy. Dreaming of crying can be a sign that these unacknowledged feelings are demanding attention from the subconscious. The dream serves as a signal that these issues need to be addressed to achieve emotional equilibrium, impending positive change or relief. Paradoxically, crying in a dream can often precede a period of relief, understanding, or positive change in waking life. This is especially true if the crying feels cleansing or leads to a sense of peace within the dream. The release of old emotional baggage creates space for new beginnings, solutions to problems, or a breakthrough in perspective. It's akin to the saying, "After the storm comes the rainbow." Empathy and connection. If the dreamer is crying in response to someone else's pain or a difficult situation in the dream, it can reflect their deep empathy, compassion, or a strong emotional connection to others in their waking life. It might also highlight a situation where the dreamer feels helpless to alleviate another's suffering. Regret or remorse. Crying in a dream can sometimes symbolize regret or remorse over past actions, words, or missed opportunities. The dream provides a space to process these feelings of guilt or sadness. The critical role of context: who, what, why, and how. The nuanced meaning of crying in a dream is profoundly shaped by its context. A blanket interpretation is rarely accurate. To truly decipher the dream's message, ask these critical questions. Who is crying? You are crying. This is the most direct message indicating personal emotional processing. As explored above, it can be catharsis, overwhelm, suppressed feelings, or a sign of impending relief. Someone else is crying, known person. If a specific person you know is crying, the dream might reflect your empathy for them, your awareness of their struggles, or perhaps unaddressed emotional dynamics in your relationship with them. It could also be a projection of your own feelings onto them, especially if you associate them with certain emotions. Someone else is crying. Unknown person. An unknown person crying might symbolize an unacknowledged part of yourself, a collective emotion you're picking up on, or a generalized feeling of empathy for humanity or a specific group. A child is crying. This is a particularly poignant symbol. A crying child often represents a vulnerable or neglected aspect of the dreamer's inner self, the inner child, unmet needs from childhood, or a sense of helplessness concerning a new project or idea. It can also signify a need for nurturing or protection. A baby is crying. Similar to a child, a crying baby can represent new beginnings, projects, or nascent parts of the self that feel overwhelmed, vulnerable, or are demanding attention and nurturing. What is the reason for crying within the dream? Crying from sadness, grief, a direct processing of loss, disappointment, or unfulfilled desires. Crying from joy, relief, a powerful sign of emotional breakthrough, the release of tension, or the imminent resolution of a difficult situation. This is often a very positive dream, signifying catharsis and peace. Crying from frustration, anger. The dream is providing an outlet for suppressed rage or frustration that cannot be expressed in waking life. This can be a healthy release mechanism. Crying from fear, helplessness, indicates overwhelming anxiety about a situation where the dreamer feels powerless. Crying, without a clear reason, often points to deep unconscious emotional processing. The dream might be doing the work of releasing emotions that the conscious mind hasn't yet identified or fully understood. What is the emotional tone of the dream? Feeling of relief, cleansing, a strong indicator of catharsis and healing. The crying serves a beneficial purpose. Feeling of overwhelm, despair, points to significant stress, unmanageable emotions, or a sense of hopelessness in waking life. Feeling of shame, embarrassment. If the crying is accompanied by these feelings, it may reflect anxieties about expressing vulnerability or a fear of being seen as weak. Where is the crying taking place? In public. Anxiety about showing vulnerability or emotions publicly, or a need to express something openly. In private, a safe space for deeply personal emotional release and processing. In a specific location, for example, childhood home, the location can tie the crying to specific memories, traumas, or unresolved issues related to that place. Psychological perspectives on dream crying. Freudian perspective. While Freud focused heavily on wish fulfillment and repressed desires, he might view crying as a release of repressed emotions or a symbolic expression of unresolved conflicts. A dream of crying could be the ego's way of finding an outlet for powerful yet unacknowledged feelings. Jungian perspective. Carl Jung would likely interpret crying in a dream as the psyche's attempt at integration. The tears represent the emotional content of a shadow aspect being acknowledged, or a process of healing that allows for the full expression of the self. The act of crying could be seen as a bridge between the conscious and unconscious, allowing previously fragmented emotions to become whole. Cognitive and neurobiological perspectives. From these viewpoints, dreams are seen as part of the brain's information processing system. Crying in a dream might be the brain's way of processing emotional memories, consolidating experiences, and reducing their emotional charge. It's a form of emotional regulation that occurs during sleep, contributing to psychological well-being. The REM sleep stage, where most vivid dreams occur, is known to be crucial for emotional processing. The healing power of dream tears. Ultimately, dreaming about crying, while sometimes distressing in the moment, is overwhelmingly a positive and healthy sign. It indicates that your subconscious mind is actively engaged in crucial emotional work. It's a powerful reminder that your emotions are valid. Even if you suppress them in waking life, your dreams acknowledge their presence and importance. You are capable of processing difficult feelings. The act of crying in a dream demonstrates an innate capacity for emotional release and healing. A breakthrough may be imminent, especially if the crying feels cleansing. It signals that you are moving through a challenging period towards greater clarity and peace. Embracing the language of the soul. The dream of crying is a profound testament to the intricate workings of our inner world. It is not merely a reflection of sadness, but a dynamic process of emotional release, healing, and psychological integration. By paying careful attention to the nuances of the dream, who is crying, why, and the overall emotional tone, we can unlock vital messages from our subconscious. Instead of dismissing such dreams as mere nightmares, Embracing them as a form of communication allows us to better understand our emotional state, address suppressed feelings, and navigate our waking lives with greater self-awareness and resilience. The tears shed in dreams are often not tears of weakness, but tears of strength, signifying a deep and powerful journey toward emotional freedom and inner peace. They are the echoes of the soul, unburdening itself and preparing for renewal.